Okay, welcome back. This is Mr. Hassan's Maths channel, and I'm now answering question number 3 from the Solomon I collection of C1 papers, which has now become P1. And this question is also question number 8 from my end of topic worksheet number 1, which is algebraic expressions. And this question here is, this is my end of topic worksheet for P1. And this question here tells us about has this like equation in Surd form, and they want to find the value of n such that 4 root 12 minus root 75 equals the square root of n. Now, in dealing with a question like this, what I would do is I would just basically take this and simplify it, write it in simplified Surd form first. So I would take the 4 root 12 and I would say, okay, this is the same as 4 times. If you simplify this, you have to think of something in Surd form. You can split it up into two factors, and you try and think of two factors, one of which is a perfect square, the highest perfect square you can possibly think of, a factor of this number, and this is going to be 4 times 3. 4 times 3 gives you 12. 4 is a perfect square, so I'll write this as 4 times 3 over here underneath that, minus, and the same thing for 75. I'll think of 75 in the biggest perfect square that I can think of in 75. I think it's going to be 25. 25 times 3 is 75. That's a perfect square. Looking for the perfect square numbers. So 25 is one of them. 25 times 3 is 75. So I'm left with something like this, and that's equal to the square root of n. So let's continue. So there's 4 times, now the square root of 4 is 2, so this gives you 4 times 2 root 3 minus, and this is going to be 5 times root 3, because the square root of 25 is 5, and that's equal to the square root of n. That's 8 root 3 minus 5 root 3 equals the square root of n. So that gives you 3 root 3 is equal to the square root of n. Now they want us to find what n is. Now if I want to find what n is, what I can do here is I can square both sides of this equation to get rid of the square root. This gives me 3 squared, which is 9, and root 3 squared, which is 3, equals n. So therefore we can say n is 9 times 3, which is 27. So there's the answer to that question number 3. Okay, so which is number 8 from the worksheet that I gave my students. Quite straightforward, but you have to just think about what to do from the beginning. In this type of question, always try to express the surds in a simplified form by taking out the perfect square factors, and then it reduces to something easy for you to deal with. Okay, so I hope that was clear. Other questions from this paper can be found in this playlist that should appear here. That's from the end of topic worksheet. Other questions from the Solomon I collection can be found over here. You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on the link in the middle, and also you can find other papers to P2, questions from P2, P3, P4, M1, S1 and IGCSE papers by looking at the description and clicking the links there to those. Thank you for watching.